Yelling, blocking, or begging for understanding are common reactions to a dismissive partner. However, the most devastating response requires a complete cessation of noise. It is the one thing that demands absolute self-control. For a long time, the relationship followed a predictable pattern. You were the one who overinvested, staying up through the night to repair a connection she wouldn't even acknowledge was broken. You absorbed her cold words and disappearing acts, hoping your effort would eventually be recognized. This cycle illustrates the trap. When she withdraws, you respond with long paragraphs. This provides her comfort, paradoxically allowing her to withdraw again. Over-explaining signals you will bear the entire emotional weight, teaching her she can treat you as an option. There is a psychological cost to this level of availability. When you refuse to leave despite her coldness, she begins to mistake your loyalty for an inability to walk away. She sees a man who will keep giving, no matter what. This dynamic introduces weaponized silence. She pushes you away and pulls you back based entirely on her convenience, dictating the relationship's rhythm. This takes a heavy emotional toll. You bleed your self-worth dry by trying to be enough for someone who refuses to see your value, effectively making yourself an option in your own life. The core of the problem is visibility. By remaining constantly available and desperate for her approval, you hand over your peace to someone who uses it to maintain their own comfort. The shift toward Stoicism is quiet. It doesn't involve a dramatic ultimatum or an angry social media post. Without warning, you just stop. You stop chasing her moods, and you stop answering her silence with paragraphs of text. You stop replying instantly. You stop asking if she's okay every time she pulls away. You used to shrink yourself to avoid conflict, but now you value your peace more than her validation. This diagram highlights the difference. On the left, reactive silence is a form of punishment, vibrating with hidden anger. On the right, Stoic silence is a form of protection. You are choosing to protect your own heart and mind. At first, she will assume this is a phase. She expects you to fold like you always have, so she may try to start a fight or disappear entirely to test your resolve. When you refuse to react to these tests, the behavioral script she used to control the relationship falls apart. Your stillness makes her previous tactics irrelevant. Your calm, unbothered energy creates a psychological shock. The man who once revolved around her emotions now revolves around his own standards. This lack of reaction exposes the truth of her influence. She realizes that the control she thought she possessed was only possible because you allowed it to happen. This schematic illustrates the shift. The open door represents access. She assumed she had power, but her control relied on you keeping the path clear. When you become emotionally unavailable, you close that door, remove the invitation, and revoke her access. The realization that you are no longer playing the game is what causes the most regret. She is forced to see that her source of validation has found a way to exist without her. Your life after this shift is defined by a different kind of energy. You focus on your work, your friends, and your own growth. You are not moving on to make her jealous. You are simply free. This version of you doesn't wait on anyone. You aren't posting pictures to get her attention. You are simply existing in the sun while she is no longer even in the frame. She remembers how you used to bend your entire life to make her happy. Seeing you at peace now, untouchable and unbothered, reveals exactly what she lost when she took your presence for granted. Releasing the relationship is the first step. The true transformation occurs when you stop needing her to understand or approve of your choices. Her behavior didn't break you. It unintentionally provided the catalyst for your own healing. She thought you would stay in the shadows, but you chose to walk into a life where her chaos has no place. A man does not owe an explanation of his heart to someone who never valued the truth. This stillness is not born out of fear, but out of a realization of your own worth. Choosing self-respect over a partner's mind games allows a man to move in peace rather than noise. It is the transition from seeking validation to commanding respect through your own absence. When you stop the fight to be seen by those who do not deserve you, the struggle finally ends. You secure your own peace, And in doing so, you ensure that your value is never up for negotiation again.